There are those who move through life without question, content to follow the well-worn paths carved by others. And then there are those who feel the fire within, an unshakable knowing that they were meant for something more. If you have ever felt different, if you have ever looked at the world and sensed that you do not belong to it, but rather that you were meant to shape it, then this message is for you. You were chosen, not by chance, not by accident, but by something far greater than yourself. The universe has placed within you a spark of something ancient, something powerful, something that refuses to be silenced. And now you stand at the threshold of discovery, ready to unravel the truth about who you are and what you are meant to become. The connection between spirit and myth is no accident. The stories we tell, the legends we pass down, they are not mere fabrications of the human mind. They are echoes of something real, something eternal. The dragons of legend are not just creatures of fire and wing, they are reflections of the very essence of the human soul. And just as every dragon is unique, so too is the path that lies ahead of you. Today we embark on a journey into the depths of your being. Through the wisdom of ancient archetypes, we will uncover the dragon that resides within you, the force that guides your soul's purpose. Whether you are a warrior, a healer, a sage, or a seeker, your dragon is waiting. Its power is already within you, waiting to be recognized, waiting to be unleashed. This is not a story of fantasy. It is a story of destiny, and it begins now. The Hermit and the Dragon, the sacred path of inner wisdom. In the silent corners of the world, where the noise of civilization fades into whispers, there exists a rare and elusive being. A creature of shadow and sky, its movements are like the wind, felt but rarely seen. It does not seek the gaze of others, nor does it hunger for the approval of the world. It is content in its solitude, for it understands what few others do, that the greatest wisdom is not found in the clamor of voices, but in the silence of the self. This is the Dragon, and it mirrors the path of the hermit, the seeker of inner truth. The hermit is often misunderstood. To the outside world, they may appear withdrawn, even distant, but this is not a retreat born of fear or weakness. It is a choice, a conscious decision to turn inward, to seek answers not in the distractions of the external, but in the depths of their own soul. Like the Dragon, the hermit moves in spaces others overlook. They walk the path of solitude not as a burden, but as a gift, an opportunity to listen to the quiet truths that the noise of the world drowns out. In the darkness of self-reflection, they find light. In stillness, they find clarity. The Dragon, with its delicate, serpentine form and its elusive nature, teaches us that power does not always roar. Sometimes it whispers. It reminds us that true wisdom is not measured by how many battles we have fought, but by how deeply we have understood ourselves. The hermit's path is not for everyone. It demands patience. It demands courage, the courage to face one's own fears, to sit in the silence and hear the voice of truth, no matter how uncomfortable it may be. But for those who embrace this path, the rewards are beyond measure. In a world that is constantly demanding action, demanding noise, demanding validation, the hermit and the Dragon stand as a testament to the power of introspection. They teach us that there is strength in solitude, that there is wisdom in waiting, and that the deepest truths are often found not outside, but within. The healer and the fairy dragon, the magic of restoration. There are those in this world whose presence is like sunlight breaking through a storm, gentle yet powerful, chaotic yet healing. They move through life with an unseen energy, mending what is broken, soothing what is wounded. Their gift is not one of brute strength, but of restoration. Where others destroy, they rebuild. Where others bring pain, they bring solace. This is the path of the healer, and its reflection is found in the fairy dragon. Unlike the solitary the fairy dragon is a creature of movement, of laughter, of boundless energy. With iridescent wings that shimmer like captured light, it flits through the world, leaving traces of magic in its wake. It is playful, even mischievous, but its true gift lies in its ability to heal, not just the body, but the spirit. The healer understands that not all wounds are visible. Some linger beneath the surface, unseen but deeply felt. The fairy dragon embodies this understanding, using its magic not just to mend, but to uplift. It knows that healing is not just about restoring what was, but about inspiring what could be. But the path of the healer is not without its burdens. To carry the pain of others is to risk being consumed by it. The fairy dragon reminds us that even in the act of giving, we must not lose ourselves. It teaches us that healing is not just about sacrifice, but about balance. That joy and chaos, laughter and pain are all part of the same cycle. True healing does not come from simply removing pain, it comes from transforming it. And those who walk this path, like the fairy dragon, carry a gift unlike any other, the ability to bring light where there was once only darkness. The warrior and the hydra dragon, the strength to rise again. Some souls are forged in fire. They do not seek comfort or ease, nor do they fear struggle. They are warriors not because they crave battle, but because they understand that life itself is a battlefield. They know what it is to fall, they know what it is to break, but they also know what it is to rise. This is the warrior's path, and its reflection is found in the hydra dragon. The hydra is legendary, not for its size or ferocity, but for its resilience. Cut off one head, and two more take its place. It does not merely endure hardship, it transforms it. Every wound, every loss becomes a source of greater strength. It is not a creature that avoids struggle. It embraces it, knowing that through adversity, it becomes something more. The warrior understands this truth. They do not seek an easy life, for they know that true strength is not born in comfort. It is forged in the moments that test us, in the battles that threaten to break us. They know that falling is not failure, refusing to rise is, but the path of the warrior is not just about external battles. The greatest fights are often the ones that take place within. The hydra dragon reminds us that true strength is not just about power, it is about endurance. It is about the ability to keep going, even when the world tells you to stop. The warrior's journey is one of transformation. Each challenge faced, each scar earned, is not a mark of defeat, but a symbol of growth. The hydra dragon does not simply survive, it thrives. And so too does the warrior, standing tall amidst the chaos, unbroken, unyielding, and unstoppable. The rebel and the fire dragon, the unstoppable force of change. There are those who obey, who follow, who fit neatly into the molds shaped by society. And then there are the outliers, the ones who burn too brightly, who refuse to be contained, who see the world not as it is but as it could be. These are the rebels, the ones who defy, who challenge, who reshape reality itself. They do not walk the well-worn path, they set it ablaze. In the realm of dragons, none embody this spirit more than the fire dragon. Born of flame and chaos, it is a force that cannot be tamed. It does not seek approval, nor does it ask permission. It blazes forward, fearless and unapologetic, consuming the old to make way for the new. Rebels are not simply rule breakers. They are visionaries, architects of transformation. They see the flaws in the world and refuse to accept them. They understand that change is not given, it is taken. It is fought for, and sometimes it is ignited in fire. The fire dragon, with its molten veins and burning gaze, is a reminder that destruction and creation are two sides of the same force. It does not destroy for the sake of ruin. It burns to clear space for something greater. Just as the rebel does not defy simply to be different, but to forge a new reality, a better one. But the path of the rebel is not easy. The world resists change. It fears those who dare to challenge its structures. Rebels are met with opposition, with criticism, with exile. The fire dragon understands this. It has been hunted, feared, cast out as a force too wild to be controlled, and yet it persists. It does not shrink. It does not surrender. To be a rebel is to carry the fire within, to let it guide but never consume. It is to know that true change is not immediate. It is forged in the flames of persistence, in the heat of conviction. It is to understand that some will call you reckless, some will call you dangerous, but the future is built on the backs of those who refuse to accept the present as the final truth. The fire dragon reminds us that the world does not change for those who wait. It changes for those who rise, who challenge, who burn away the old illusions and carve their own path. It teaches us that power is not in obedience, but in defiance, in the courage to stand alone, to stand ablaze, and to let the fire of transformation light the way. The sage and the sea serpent, the deepest wells of knowledge. There are those who move through life seeking answers, and then there are those who become the answers. The sage does not merely collect knowledge, they embody it. They are the ones who see what others miss, who hear the whispers of time itself. The world is loud with voices, but the sage listens to something deeper, something eternal. Their counterpart in the world of dragons is the sea serpent, a being as ancient as the tides, as vast as the ocean's depths. This dragon does not seek the sky nor the land. It thrives in the abyss, where the surface world fades, where truth is stripped bare. The sage and the sea serpent understand what many fear, that true wisdom is not found in the obvious, but in the hidden, in the quiet depths where few dare to venture. To become wise is not to have all the answers, but to ask the right questions, to understand that knowledge is an endless sea, unfathomable, shifting, alive. The sea serpent moves through the ocean with the ease of one who knows that understanding is not about control, but about surrender. The sage mirrors this. They do not seek to force knowledge into rigid shapes, but to flow with it, to adapt, to explore without the arrogance of certainty. But the journey to wisdom is not for the faint of heart. It requires solitude, patience, and the willingness to confront truths that may shatter one's very perception of existence. The sea serpent, a silent guardian of ancient secrets, reminds us that not all knowledge is comforting. Some truths are heavy, some are dark, but all are necessary. The sage does not hoard wisdom, they share it, they teach, they guide, but they do so with the understanding that true knowledge cannot be given, it must be sought. The sea serpent, gliding through the unknown, teaches us that wisdom is not about having answers, but about embracing the endless search for deeper understanding. To walk the path of the sage is to accept that you will never know everything. It is to love the mystery, to revel in the unknown. The sea serpent teaches that wisdom is not a destination, but a way of being, fluid, boundless, infinite. And in its silent, watchful gaze, it reminds us that the greatest minds are not those who claim to know, but those who never stop seeking. The guru and the celestial dragon, awakening the divine within. Some souls do not belong to the earth. They are born of something higher, something cosmic. They do not seek power in the material world, for they understand that true power lies in transcendence. These are the gurus, the guides, the light bearers, the ones who walk between worlds. They do not simply teach, they awaken. Their celestial counterpart is the most radiant of all dragons, the celestial dragon, born of stardust and divine energy. This is a being of light, of wisdom beyond time, a creature that does not simply exist in the universe, but is woven into its very fabric. The guru understands what few do, that reality is not confined to what we see, that the greatest truths lie beyond the physical. They know that enlightenment is not a destination, but a journey, one that requires breaking free from the illusions of the self, the ego, the earthly tethers that bind. The celestial dragon does not dwell in the world as others do. It moves between realms, guiding those who seek higher understanding. It does not dictate truth, it illuminates it, allowing others to see what has always been there, but was hidden in darkness. But the path of the guru is not easy. To carry the weight of spiritual wisdom is to walk a lonely road. Many will misunderstand, many will resist. The guru must be both patient and unshakable, a bridge between the human and the divine. The celestial dragon mirrors this journey, existing not as a force of domination, but of guidance, of inspiration. To follow the celestial dragon's path is to let go of the need for control, to surrender to something greater. It is to understand that true power is not in ruling others, but in helping them awaken their own inner light. The guru does not create followers, they create leaders, thinkers, seekers. They remind the world that divinity is not external, it is within. The celestial dragon, with its radiant scales and boundless presence, is a reminder that we are not separate from the cosmos, we are part of it. The Guru understands that enlightenment is not about rising above others, but about helping them rise as well. To awaken is to recognize that we are all connected, that the universe is not something outside of us, but something we carry within. The path of the Guru is one of humility and boundless wisdom. It is the journey of those who understand that true transformation is not in leaving the world behind, but in helping it ascend. The celestial dragon teaches that light is not meant to be hoarded, it is meant to be shared, and those who walk this path do not shine for themselves, but for all who seek the way forward. The mystic and the moon dragon, guardians of the unknown. Some souls are drawn to the unseen. The spaces between light and shadow, the whispers of things beyond the veil. They are seekers of mysteries, wanderers between worlds, those who understand that reality is not as rigid as it seems. These are the mystics, the ones who live in the questions rather than the answers, who embrace the unknown rather than fear it. Their minds are vast landscapes of intuition, their spirits bound to forces that logic alone cannot explain. And among the dragons, there is one that mirrors their path, the moon dragon, an ethereal guardian of the liminal, a being of quiet power and celestial wisdom. This dragon does not soar with fiery dominance, nor does it demand the spotlight. It moves in the silence of the night, slipping through the folds of reality with an elegance that few can comprehend. The mystic and the moon dragon are bound by a shared truth, that not everything is meant to be understood in the way the world expects. Some things are meant to be felt, intuited, experienced beyond words. Mystics do not walk the common road. They drift between the seen and unseen, their perception tuned to energies that others ignore. They recognize patterns where others see chaos, meaning where others see emptiness. The moon dragon embodies this understanding. It glides effortlessly through the unknown, unafraid of what lurks in the darkness, because it knows the darkness is just another form of light. It teaches the mystic that the shadows are not to be feared, but embraced, for within them lie the deepest truths. The world tells us to seek certainty, to define, to categorize, but the mystic knows that truth is not something to be confined. It is fluid, shifting like the phases of the moon, revealing itself only to those who are willing to embrace its ambiguity. But walking this path is not easy. Mystics are often misunderstood, seen as dreamers, as wanderers lost in their own thoughts. The world demands clarity, yet the mystic thrives in the undefined, in the spaces where magic and reality blur. The moon dragon reminds them that this is not a weakness, but a gift, that those who navigate the unknown bring back wisdom that others cannot see. To be a mystic is to be a guardian of hidden knowledge, a keeper of forgotten truths. It is to walk through the fog of uncertainty with trust, knowing that understanding is not always immediate, that some things reveal themselves only when the time is right. The moon dragon moves through the night with this certainty, reminding us that even in darkness, there is a path, and for those who dare to follow it, the universe has secrets to share. The creator and the prism, dragon, the boundless potential of imagination. There are those who live within the limits of the world, bound by what is, shaped by what has already been. And then there are those who look beyond, who see what could be, who dream not just in ideas, but in possibilities waiting to be born. These are the creators, the ones who mold reality with the sheer force of their imagination, who understand that the universe itself is a canvas, and they are the artists destined to shape it. In the realm of dragons, none embody this spirit more than the prism dragon. Unlike any other, this dragon is not confined to a single form or color. It is a living spectrum, shifting, changing, adapting, a physical manifestation of pure creative energy. It is not bound by limitations because it sees none. It exists in endless possibility, in the infinite dance of color and light. The creator and the prism dragon share an unbreakable truth, that to create is to bring the unseen into existence, to manifest something where before there was nothing. Creators do not accept the world as it is, they shape it. They defy the notion that things must remain the same, that the rules are set in stone. They break boundaries, invent, innovate, and inspire. The prism dragon embodies this philosophy. It does not conform, it transforms. It does not repeat, it reinvents. It teaches the creator that the act of creation is not just about making something new, but about revealing something that was always possible, waiting for the right mind to bring it forth. But the path of the creator is not without struggle. To see beyond what exists is to walk a road few understand. The world often resists change, clinging to familiarity. Fearing the unknown, creators are questioned, doubted, even ridiculed. They are told to fit in, to follow the rules, to stay within the lines. But the prism dragon reminds them that the most brilliant lights are born from those who refuse to be dimmed. To be a creator is to embrace the endless nature of imagination, to understand that inspiration is not a single moment, but an ongoing flow, an infinite source of possibility. The prism dragon does not fear change, it thrives in it. It reminds us that creativity is not just a gift, but a responsibility to dream, to innovate, to expand the world's vision beyond its current limits. The prism dragon teaches us that reality itself is flexible, that boundaries are illusions waiting to be shattered. It calls to the creator within us all, urging us to embrace the limitless potential of our minds, to shape the world not as it is, but as it could be. The call of your dragon awaits. We have walked through the paths of the seekers, the warriors, the sages, the rebels, the dreamers. Each dragon, each archetype, is a reflection of something deeper within us, of the forces that drive us, the truths that define us, the destinies that call to us. These dragons are not just mythical creatures. They are symbols, guides, echoes of the spirit that resides within you. And now, as you stand at the end of this journey, the question is no longer what your dragon is. The question is, what will you do with it? The world is filled with those who never ask, who never seek, who never listen to the call of something greater. But you are not one of them. You have felt the fire within, the pull of something beyond the ordinary. You know that there is more to you than what the world has told you to be. So now, the choice is yours. Will you walk the path laid out for you, the one dictated by expectations, by fear, by limitation? Or will you claim the power that has always been yours? The hermit and the amphi dragon have shown you that wisdom comes from within, that solitude is not loneliness, but the space where truth is found. The healer and the fairy dragon have reminded you that light and chaos coexist, that true healing comes from embracing both. The warrior and the hydra dragon have revealed that strength is not in avoiding battle, but in rising after every fall. The rebel and the fire dragon have burned away doubt, proving that change belongs to those who dare to defy. The sage and the sea serpent have taken you into the depths, where knowledge is an ocean without end. The guru and the celestial dragon have lifted you beyond, showing that enlightenment is not found in isolation, but in guiding others toward their own light. The mystic and the moon dragon have whispered of the unseen, of the truths that lie beyond logic and into the unknown. And the creator and the prism dragon have shattered every limit, proving that imagination is the foundation of reality itself. Each of these paths, each of these dragons, is a reflection of something within you. But now, it is not enough to recognize them. You must choose. You must step forward, claim your place, and live the truth that has been waiting for you. The call of your dragon is not a whisper. It is a roar. It is a force that cannot be denied. It is the fire in your soul, the light in your mind, the destiny in your hands. The only question that remains is, will you answer it?